G'day, welcome to another episode of Shit Hotels of Australia, where we travel this wide brown land, or this small green island, and stay in a range of hotels and hope they're not shit. Tonight I'm in Launceston, more specifically in the suburb of Riverside, 6 kilometres from the CBD, and I'm staying in the Nightcap at Riverside Hotel. So let's go inside and check out the room. Okay, so this is room 2 of the Nightcap at Riverside Motel. Huge bed, looks like it's 2 large singles pushed together. That doesn't worry me. And another single bed, luggage storage, TV, a little bench with 2 chairs, microwave, fridge, kettle, toaster and bathroom. I love the fact that we've got an IXL Tastic to keep you warm. Nicely set out, basin with a plug, toilet, shower with a large raindrop shower head, dispensers. Yeah, what else do we have in this cupboard here? Coat hangers, spare blanket, 2 spare blankets, iron and ironing board. So yeah, it's basic, it's well presented, and I have a doubt, considering how close we are to the West Tamar Highway, that it may be a little bit noisy, but we'll wait and see. And now let's check out the TV, and hopefully, if this remote is right, we're in for some good viewing. We have ABC, SBS, 10s, 7 Launceston, 9 Launceston, whatever live TV is, PBS history, so that means we must have some Foxtel channels here. Yeah, looks like we've got some interesting content, which is good. So let's go back to the home and we'll see what we have here on these apps. It says we have YouTube. And we do. Gotta love it. The Sea Pavilions in Phillip Island was one of the best hotels I have ever stayed in Australia, particularly for the value of about $65 a night. I seriously recommend that you stay there. Check this video out and yeah, and then go and check it out. It might be more expensive in summer, but in winter, yeah, brilliant. So now we'll check out the Wi-Fi. Now there's a choice of Wi-Fi networks to connect to. There's the Nightcap accommodation and there's the Riverside Guest. And when I checked in, they didn't give me the password to either of them. So I've just gone back into reception, which is basically the bar, and the first guy had no idea what the Wi-Fi password was and couldn't find it. And then the woman who checked me in came and served me again, and she said, oh, you best use the Riverside Guest one, which I guess is the one for the rest of anyone in the hotel, bistro, bar, gaming, whatever. So I've logged into that, and now let's see how it goes. Okay, so we're all logged in, and we'll check with Netflix. Seems to recognise me, and again we'll watch the return. And yep, fine. I guess that was pretty academic considering that it clearly worked on the TV, but yeah, all good, Wi-Fi works well. And now for the Shit Hotels of Australia instant coffee test. And here at the Riverside Hotel, we've gone down a grade again, good old International Roast. Expiry, May 2027. So it's in date, well done Riverside, but of course I won't be drinking it because again, good old Vietnamese coffee in the filter. That'll do me to kick me up, get me on the road again tomorrow morning. Well, after another 10-hour day of driving, I didn't have any energy to go and eat anywhere else other than in the hotel that I'm staying at. Good thing I did, because you get 10% discount for being a hotel room guest. And tonight is Palmy night, which is $16 for a Palmy, so I get 10% discount on that. And you get 2 free drinks. So, schooner Carlton draft, glass of red. Total cost for the meal, $15.20. So here's cheers. So the traditional Palmy has arrived, and it's I've had time to drink almost half my beer, so that's perfect service. It's a little bit smaller than expected, but what can you can't complain considering the value and the price. So we'll tuck in and let you see what it's like a little bit later. So here, bon appetit. Well, I must admit the Palmy defeated me. One of the issues of when you go without lunch is your body can only take in, or my body can only take in what it needs, not necessarily what it wants. But it wasn't bad, and all-round value, bloody good value for this meal. And yeah, so we'll sit back and finish the beer and finish the wine, and then maybe go and have a bit of a lie down. I'm exhausted. I've got another 2-3 days of this to go. Anyway, cheers to a great meal. One of the little facilities things that I've noticed is the USB charging ports. Now, I've got a lot of things that have to charge for this trip, from cameras, microphones, my phone, my tablet, batteries, watches. But it's good to see here, in addition to the 2 power points, you've got 2 USB chargers. And over here by the bed, there's another USB charger. So there's not many hotels of this calibre, at least keeping up with beginnings of the 21st century in terms of USB charging. But it's great to see that the Riverside Hotel does that. Well, the wonderful DJI Action 4 won't sync to its mic again, so I'm resorting to the phone and just singling out one of the issues with the concept of reverse cycle air conditioners in Tasmania, where they're sold as heat pumps. Again, they have to mount them towards the ceiling. So you crank them up to put out the heat, and they heat up the hot air in the ceiling, and then they turn off. And so the air for the rest of the room is still freezing cold. Now, it's not a hugely cold night tonight. It's about 9 degrees. But the only way I can actually get this room warm is to resort to the good old little fan heater from Target that I take with me on every road trip now. So now let's have a look at some upkeep issues. And to be honest, there's very few, if any. One though has struck my attention because it's a bit of a recurring pattern in some of these hotels. Here at the doorway, obviously they've taken out the old lock and put the electronic lock in, but I can't fathom why the tradespeople who work for these hotels can't actually remove all the architecture and actually make good. I mean, it seems to happen all the time. I mean, last night in the Bayside Hotel in St Helens, one thing I didn't pick up was above the shower there'd obviously been a shower rail instead of the screen of glass, and there was obviously a fitting left up there that they'd taken the shower rail off, but hadn't actually bothered to make good on where they'd taken the fitting off. You could actually see the outline of it, and the screw holes were still there. I mean, it's not hard to do. I mean, a bit of filler and a little bit of paint. But further looking around the Riverside Hotel, as I said, I'm struggling to find any major or even minor upkeep issues. There is here, look, there's There's a tiny little ding there. And here in the bathroom, well, there's this little latch for the sliding door. The screws come loose and it's a little bit loose here. It's a struggle. I mean, there's these tiny little dings, a little scratch there, and maybe they could have masked that better when they were painting it. Looking up, okay, what are they? Okay, no, they're just screw holes where it's been screwed on. And we'll check the door for any problems, and again, nah. So while this doesn't appear from the outside to be a new hotel in any sense of the word, the upkeep inside these rooms is top notch. Watching the Wi-Fi back in the room, watching Netflix, I noticed that it was stalling all the time. The sound was still working, but the picture was stalling. So I thought I'd just run a speed test. Would you believe we got 9.58 download and 13.7 upload. Now with my fixed wireless at home, I get 30 to 40 download and maybe 1 upload. So this Wi-Fi here is pretty bloody slow. But bugger me for being stupid. Looking up here, it actually gives us the Wi-Fi password to the Nightcap Wi-Fi network. So let's try that and see if it's any better. So we've switched to the Nightcap internet. Let's check the speed test. God, it's not looking good, is it? And wow, on the Nightcap internet server, the download is only 10 and the upload is dropped down to 3.9. So where is my previous comment about how great the Wi-Fi was? I might have to reevaluate that.
The next morning.
And now it's time for the pirate score.
You are without doubt the worst pirate I've ever heard of.
But you have heard of me.
And first up, apologies for the sound. The bloody DJI mini mic is not syncing with the camera again. But we'll look at the pirate score for the Riverside Motel. So first up, cleanliness and upkeep. Well, as you can see, there was virtually no dings at all. It was really clean, it was really well kept. So for cleanliness and upkeep, 4 stars. Facilities. It had the basics. You can't really say any more than that, really. So facilities, 3 stars. Add-ons. Well, it had the bar and it had the bistro. Didn't have a laundry, didn't have a pool, although it's raining so heavily at the moment that there probably would be a pool out there in the car park. So for add-ons again, middle of the road, 3 stars. Entertainment and Wi-Fi. Well, it looked really good to start with the smart TV, accessing YouTube and the other streaming services. But that Wi-Fi speed was pretty bloody ordinary, wasn't it? And again, the TV mounting location. It's like I'm sitting here at the bench and the TV's there. You can see the TV, but you can't see anything on it. So for entertainment Wi-Fi, 3 stars. Bed and bath. Yeah, it was a bed. It was a bath and it did everything that it should do. So again, for bed and bath, middle of the road, 3 stars. Service. Well, being a hotel with accommodation, again, they didn't have a dedicated reception. There was a little sign saying reception, but really it was just at the bar, which I always find a little bit off-putting, particularly listening to the guy who was laughing about losing $6,100 on the horses. But yeah, that's okay. I'll have to do a fair bit more to win it back then, won't I? yeah. Anyway, service was friendly, but it was a bit weird that they didn't seem to know the Wi-Fi password and had to go and ask the one person who did know. And it's not clear whether the rooms were serviced daily. So I'm only here for the one night, so I'm not sure. One thing on the service which was really interesting was I booked this through booking.com, paid through booking.com, and then got the acknowledgement through booking.com, and then I get bombarded with texts and emails from Nightcap at Riverside asking me to sign in, and they asked for all my details, and then they asked my credit card details again, and so I stopped filling them in the online stuff because I thought I've already paid for this. And then when I get to reception, they said, yeah, you're all paid through booking.com. So trap for young players: if you're staying at one of the Nightcap hotels and you have already paid, don't do the early check-in, just check in at the location. So again, for service, middle of the road, 3 stars. Now for the value for money bonus. Well, I paid $130 for this room, and yeah, you get what you paid for, so it's not particularly extra special, so it won't be getting the value for money bonus. And then, well, you know what's coming with this one, the no earplugs bonus. Well, you saw where the hotel was located in relation to the traffic, and tip for travellers: if your hotel is located at an intersection with traffic lights, don't stay in it. The traffic noise was so loud at 6 a.m. in the morning that I could even hear it through the industrial earplugs. So, no, doesn't get the no earplugs bonus, obviously. So that's a total for the Nightcap at Riverside of 19 out of 30. So if you've enjoyed this one, please click like, please subscribe, hit me up in the comments below. I'm back on the road again today. I was supposed to be doing a fair bit of videoing, but it's absolutely bucketing down across the north of Tasmania, so I'm not really sure how I'm going to manage doing that. But yeah, we'll see you again, hopefully in a hotel that is not shit. Thanks for watching.